Yo ho ho da mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of Fan versus Fan. Very popular series on the channel. This is the once a week opportunity where Bills fans go head to head with the enemy, right? And this week the Bills are coming off and probably the most arrogant times in Bills Mafia history throughout the past 20 years. And we are going up against the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm very excited to welcome this round table. I have my buddy Mike, the AZ Sports fan, over here. I have my buddy Morrow. He also runs a Cardinals channel. And then my dude Dave from Built in Buffalo, baby.
What's going on?
This is about to be some golden fucking content today, ladies and gentlemen. So strap your seatbelts. Let's make something happen. I do want to go around the table and give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves. And we'll start off with my dude, Mike, fellow Fan to Fan Network brother. What's good?
What's going on, dude? Yep. My name is Mike. I run a YouTube channel, AZ Sports Fan, big diehard Arizona Cardinal fan. So stoked about this game coming up, man. I just can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, you're setting up for, some disappointment, but I mean, here we are. Here we are.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yo, Morrow, what's good, man?
How's it going? Thanks for having me on the channel. My name is Maru Tanaka. I'm just a Japanese who just moved here in Arizona 3 years ago when we had a hard time, but since supporting and growing my YouTube channel, almost getting to 750. So I appreciate you having me here, and let's talk about it.
That's
football.
Sick. And so you're from Japan?
Yes.
That's sick, man. That's sick. That's awesome. Well, first off, choosing the Cardinals was definitely questionable, but you know what? It's cool.
Come on, man.
No, it's cool, man. Hey, listen, you know what? Worst case scenario, like you could be living in Arizona and you could be rooting for the Patriots. I'm not sure why anybody would be at this point, but I do like the fact that you at least chose the home team, which is pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Thank you very much.
Last but not least, my good friend from Built in Buffalo, Dave. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's up, Dan? So, co-founder Built in Buffalo. We have our own YouTube channel. We've done some stuff with Dan. Always a pleasure to be on here. We're all over social media, and I am ready to see what we can do this Sunday against the Cardinals. So let's go.
I know. Listen, Dom Mafia, I'm sure that a lot of you understand that this game sort of means a lot for the Bills. Let's put it this way. But, first off, I kind of want to go around the table, and I'm sort of interested to hear from a Cardinals fan perspective, because we legitimately just crossed the halfway mark of the season. And I feel like no matter what team you root for, you have a general idea of who your team is and your overall, whether or not that your expectations have been met, exceeded, or they've been disappointed. So I really want to start off with Mike. Mike, what do you think about your team's performance thus far this year?
I am actually very proud of this team. Now, I know we've lost some games, Lions, Panthers, the Miami Dolphins game, which a lot of people can come onto my channel and, give me all this crap that they usually do. But honestly, I think at the end of the day, the only game that we had that was really head scratching and we're like, dang, this game sucked, was probably the Panthers game, where we just looked like we were being dominated in all sense of the imagination of playing football. The Dolphins game was actually pretty entertaining. Unfortunately, Zane Gonzalez couldn't get a field goal and tie the game and go into overtime and all that different stuff. But honestly, I'm really proud of this team. We got 5-7 wins the past 2 years. So being that we have 5 wins now, honestly, I think that's an awesome plus for us.
Speaking of the Miami game, what went wrong there for y'all?
You want to go, Morrow? I'll give my opinion after you, man. Go ahead.
Well, it's whoever made the first mistake, and that was us. So that's the only thing I got.
Yeah,
okay.
That's perfectly said. Honestly, I think in my preview video, I've alluded to this defense is really good. And I had a lot of people saying no, they're not. They're not. I mean, it's probably those 10, 12-year-olds that just don't really watch the other side of the ball or any of that stuff. But it all started with the big momentum swing where I think it was Emmanuel Ogbah came out of nowhere and basically strip sacked Kyler Murray. And we were going down the field pretty good. I was a little worried about the Arizona Cardinals offense matching up against their defense. We overall did really well. The thing is that the defense did those 1 or 2 plays that really shut down our offense, and that's what was the basically the momentum turn in this whole game. But they couldn't stop us. We couldn't stop them. It was a high-scoring game, and they just got that turnover that they needed, really.
Got it.
Wait, whose defense was really good?
Talking about the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, the same Dolphins that Josh put up 400 yards on? That one? That one? Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just checking.
That's fair.
Checking.
That's fair. I mean, granted, Kyler Murray had close to 300 passing yards, and we had 100 rushing. He had 100 rushing yards on the ground as well. So, I mean, I still think that they're really, really good, regardless of how many yards we put on them.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Like, honestly, I was rooting for you guys. I wanted to see the Miami Dolphins lose. That was the one thing that I needed to see from a Bills fan, because that just would have been the cherry on top from last Sunday. Dave has already previewed his excitement for this team so far, but I'm going to let him take it away. Dave, I'm not sure whether or not that you've done like a mid-season report card or something like that, but would you say that the Bills have met your expectations or exceeded your expectations? And what are your thoughts moving forward in the season?
Well, I mean, before the season started, I had them at 12-4, and I got a little bit of some slack for that because I was told it's a 10-6. It's a tough schedule. I did a whole schedule breakdown. I actually had the Seahawks as one of the games I thought that we would end up losing. But at 7-2, even if we go into the bye at 7-3, I think that's with this schedule. I think that's a plus. It got a little concerning, got a little dicey after the first 4 games. We were like, oh my God, this team's Super Bowl bound. And then Josh, I still think, got a separated shoulder. I'm convinced of it against the Raiders. And we saw average play. They went 2-2 in those 4 games. But watching what he did on Sunday, I don't care if it was a 32nd ranked defense and passing defense in the NFL. That's what you're supposed to do, right? So as long as we can keep this moving, I think the play calling was spot on. I was impressed by the play calling by Leslie Frazier. It was exciting to see. The defense has gone from 28th overall before the Jets game. Now they're 13th overall. So I think we're trending in the right direction. We're getting some guys healthy. So all positive, man. I'm super pumped for the second half of the season.
And yeah, man, me too. Like, honestly, like I did have the Bills being 7-2 at this point of the season. I did like mess up a couple of games. I thought that we would take care of the Titans. We obviously did not. I thought that we would beat the Chiefs and lose the Seattle Seahawks, but that just ended up being switched around. And I am, 110% fine with that. Now, I will say that while we were 7-2, I did have my share of frustrations. And a lot of that had to do with our damn defense, right? With our damn defense. We couldn't stop a junior varsity high school's run game, let alone then practically like whatever NFL team that we put out there. The Bills defense did not look the same way that they did in 2019. And I mean, now it seems like we're putting the pieces together. Our defensive line was new going into the season, but then the second that they finally gelled, the second that they seemed like they ended up making up for those missed reps during the offseason, those dudes started balling. I mean, I really don't know many defenses that can go out there and cause Russell Wilson to commit 4 turnovers. And I mean, that is a damn test of its time. And ladies and gentlemen, know that I myself and Dave, we are the biggest Josh Allen supporters on the face of the planet, the largest Josh Allen supporters, and nothing tastes sweeter than hearing people say, you know what, I was wrong. Kid is a motherfucking baller. Let's be real. And here we are. So 7-2, I'm excited about this game. And now we need to dive into the meat and potatoes. So really going down. And you know what? We can sit here all day and we can talk about, oh, okay, this is why the Bills are about to beat the Arizona Cardinals, or this is why the Arizona Cardinals are about to beat the Bills. I kind of want to switch around the bias here. And I sort of want to hear this from the Arizona fans starting off, right? So what I want to do is I want to put you in the shoes of Sean McDermott. You are the head coach of the Buffalo Bills right now, right? What are you doing to defeat the Buffalo Bills? What's your game plan going into this? How are you stopping Kyler Murray? How are you taking advantage of the defense? Let me hear your whole damn game plan. And then so the either of you can hop in.
Do you want to take defense? I take offense, or what do you want to do, Mauro? How do you stop Josh Allen? Actually, I'll take the how do I stop Josh Allen thing. And if you want to take how's the Arizona Cardinals gonna do whatever. So this is how I think. So I had a Bills guy actually get onto my on my channel and said, I have the key right here for you guys. All you need to do is, what he said, like, rush 3 and drop the rest pretty much. And I hope we can go ahead and stick with that same mentality where we can go ahead and have Marcus Golden, Devon Kennard coming back, and Jordan Phillips rushing the heck out of Josh Allen and basically bringing everybody out, playing zone coverage and making sure that we, for the love of God, play Isaiah Simmons as a spy. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. We haven't really seen a lot of Isaiah Simmons, but I would love to see Isaiah Simmons as a spy because they're big body type linebacker that I could only hope that he can bring down Josh Allen. I feel like that would probably be the best game plan. And then eventually, a blitz Buda Baker every once in a while.
And so what's your cornerback situation look like over there?
Oh, it's crap, bro. So right now we're rocking with Patrick Peterson. He's still good. I like him. I respect him. He's been with us for, his whole career. We have Byron Murphy, which I really like. He's a really good slot cornerback, but the opposite side, Patrick Peterson, on the outside is questionable. We might be having Drake Kirkpatrick back, which really, really bad, really shaky, but we just ended up hiring Jonathan Joseph that the Titans ended up releasing. So we signed him 2 weeks ago, so I think he might be eligible to play this game, but honestly, I'm still I'm not really comfortable with the opposite side of Patrick Peterson. So John Brown might have a game.
And, you obviously can't forget to talk about the best receiver in the league.
Stephon Diggs.
My man.
I'm good with Patrick Peterson, man.
Okay, so you're good with Peterson covering him? Okay,
I'm
that's
good with Patrick
interesting.
Peterson cover him personally. What about you, Mauro? What you think, man?
So I'm supposed to be the offensive coordinator, right, this time?
I don't know how you want to
Cardinals
roll.
Defense?
And so how you dicing up this Bills defense? We got to hear.
Well, I think checkdowns can be a little critical. Sometimes the soft defense can be soft, depending on the defensive coordinator, because the defense is being soft and not as sharp. I really hope they come with a strong physicality and just really push and try to get a better execution overall to help the team. Sometimes people say defense wins the game. So,
okay, all right, very, very, very interesting. Now, one question right before I switch the buck right here. Y'all are a very highly penalized team. Highly penalized, right? How much of a concern of that is right to y'all going into this game as far as the amount of penalties that you guys have been amassing?
I think it's a huge concern, honestly. But I honestly do think it's a lot to do with the cornerback position, opposite side of Patrick Peterson. A lot of times we get a lot of PIs, and it's Drake Kirkpatrick, it's Whitaker, I believe his name was, that we played last week. It has a lot to do with a lot of young quarterbacks coming in here, trying to fill the need that we obviously have within the roster, and they're always getting called every second they get. I mean, granted, they're not looking back and they're pretty much draped all over the receivers. So yeah, it's a big concern, honestly. Not just that, we have a lot of other dumb, stupid mistakes, which is holdings. It's pretty concerning.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Honestly, I'm really hoping that you guys just hand us gift wrapped field position the entire game. That's what I'm hoping from a Bills fan. But then again, and the Bills are really bad with penalties too, though. So, I mean, this just might be 4 quarters of undisciplined football all around the entire game. So, I mean, we shall see what's going on. Dave,
Sir.
very, very interested to hear your thoughts on this. And you can take both, man. All right. You are Cliff Kingsbury. And you're going up against the Buffalo Bills. How are you walking away with a W? What's your game plan?
All right. So offensively, I'm going to do simply what I tried to do against the Dolphins and what Kyler Murray seems to be doing all season is get him some design runs. You've got weapons all over the field. You got Fitzgerald, you got Nuke, you got Andy Isabella, you got Christian Kirk. Are you guys getting Kendrick Drake back? Is he back this week?
No,
he's still out. He's still out. So you got Edwards, who's a really good running back. So I just keep doing what you're doing. Defensively, now that's a whole separate issue. I think that the wide receiver DB matchup is not in your favor at all. Now, I know you guys, your defense, I believe, is in the top 10 overall. But talking about your secondary, you got Buda Baker, and then you got, Peterson, and then you got a bunch of guys that were cast-offs from other teams. You have arguably one of the best, I should say we, because I'm Cliff Kingsbury. We have arguably going up against one of the best route runners in the NFL in Stephon Diggs. And he made the Seattle Seahawks secondary look absolutely like it was child's play. What I would do on defense is similar to what the Titans and Chiefs did. I would drop 6 or 7 in coverage and make Josh Allen beat you underneath, and hope that they can't establish a run game. Try to get our run defense going as early as possible, and just do what the Seahawks did. Just put, stack some guys in the box every now and then, maybe put some free safety blitzes in there. But if you can get Josh Allen off his rhythm, I think that's the best way that you have a chance to win, and hopefully not make too many mistakes, and just kind of keep it a clean game. But we got to get Kyler Murray going early and get him in a rhythm, because don't give the Bills defense, don't let them sniff any turnovers. Don't let them hit the quarterback, because they were all over. They hit Russell Wilson 16 times, which is a high in the NFL this season. No other team's done that to any quarterback. So just keep the ball moving, high-paced offense, and just hope that we can contain Diggs and Brown and Beasley and Davis and all those guys. So that's about it.
And so that's really interesting, right? Because you really don't know what you're going to get from this Buffalo Bills offense. I mean, I'm hoping that what we saw this past Sunday is just sort of a precursor of what we're going to expect the rest of the season. If I was Cliff Kingsbury and say, for example, that I am preparing for the same energy, same game plan that the Bills were going to put in against the Seahawks right against my team, this is what I'm doing, right? I mean, you always hear fans complaining about the fact, why are our DBs lining up 7 to 8 yards away from the wide receivers? And a lot of fans get upset about that. But at the end of the day, a lot of defensive coordinators do that because they know that their DBs cannot win in a foot race against the wide receiver that they are going up against. If I'm the Arizona Cardinals, my secondary is essentially playing as close to prevent defense without playing prevent defense, and making sure that you do not give up the big play. Now, say, for example, that you were facing the 2019 Josh Allen, then I would say, yeah, dude, blitz the hell out of him. Cover 0, cover 1, go on ahead and just get in his damn face. But the way that Josh Allen has been maturing, especially in 2020, he has learned this little thing called a screen, and he has a wide receiver who can create separation very fast. And now once you blitz Josh Allen, you are essentially giving him the answers to the test. And so what I would do is just rely on pressure from your front 3. Like Dave said, drop as many people into coverage whatsoever, but play a lot of zone. Do what you can to confuse Josh Allen. And do not give up the big play, right? As far as offense is concerned, I mean, it's funny because I was reading a stat that the Arizona Cardinals, second in the league for rushing yards, and your quarterback is your leading rusher. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah. Why fix what's not broken? Nothing frustrates me more is when I hear people say, your quarterback runs too much. No, if your quarterback runs the ball well, run the ball well. I'm doing that with Kyler. I really am. And I'm going on ahead and I'm extending plays and I'm cutting the Bills underneath. I'm cutting it right in the middle of the field because we're missing Matt Milano. And say that Matt Milano was out in that field, then I would be completely confident that he would be able to sort of contain Kyler Murray, keep him in the pocket because he's that threat on the outside, but he's on the IR. And now we have AJ Klein, who is a terrible coverage back, a terrible coverage linebacker. We tended to find an answer for him last week, just being a guy that's going to be going in and blitzing and then having Tremaine Edmonds be the one that drops back in coverage. I would still attack that middle of the field because that is still the weakness in this Buffalo Bills defense, starting off. And it's funny. And I mean, guys, honestly, feel free to go ahead and chime in on this, but here's my hot take of this entire game. The team that scores first, the team that reaches the end zone first is the team that is winning the game on Sunday.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I could just chime in here real quick, I honestly think it's really interesting that you said that the Kyler Murray thing, being that he is our number one rusher pretty much. And I think that we were definitely getting him going in this Miami game. I think Cliff Kingsbury got spooked when Kyler Murray got a hit from Byron Jones. He was trying to convert a first down and he got laid out. And I think that probably was another good reason why we lost too. Just the conservative side of it all, that Cliff Kingsbury didn't want to keep running Kyler Murray to convert those 4th and shorts. Because I don't know if you saw the game, but that last drive, we were converting like 3 4th downs. It was like 4th and 1, 4th and inches. And that very last one, we ended up going for the kick. But the 3rd down, the 3rd and 1, they did this really weird flat pass that was not really good at all. But they took the ball out of Kyler Murray's hands, and that's something that a lot of fans are pissed off about. Cliff Kingsbury, they want him gone already. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely interesting because I was like listening to a podcast the other day, and like there's like a lot of, and so I've heard that Arizona Cardinal fans like feel the exact same way. That like, so it's almost a surprise that he got a head coaching job when his last job was being a college coach with a losing record. Right. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see how like the rest of his career plays out. But I mean, we'll definitely see how it all kind of works and like sort of like makes it happen. Dave, I'm going to pass the hosts thing over to you.
All right.
And do you have any questions for our friends?
So, my guys, what did you think, if you guys have watched the game last week? Give me your honest opinion. If you guys are diehard football fans, give me your honest opinion. Give me a diagnosis of Josh Allen this season compared to some of these other big names that they're talking about in the MVP race. Is Josh Allen a legitimate MVP contender? Is Josh Allen an average quarterback? Is he a franchise guy? Let's take Kyler Murray out of the equation for a second, and just to get an outsider's perspective on watching Buffalo Bills football and what you guys think of Josh Allen.
I'll let you go first, Moro, and then I'll go next.
He's a sleeper. People are looking over him. I think he deserves all the respect for what we've seen, this improvement from the 2018 quarterback draft class. They went to the playoffs, fell short, but we see some bright future for Buffalo Bills. Like as a Cardinals fan, I watched a couple of Bills playoff game, and also the regular season game. It's scary. And when we saw that this season we're gonna face him, I was like, man, this is gonna be a tough one. But it's gonna be a good shutout. As we saw it. But Josh Allen deserves more hot topic around the media, and obviously from the fan base.
Nice.
Mike?
So I honestly think he won't be MVP. Now, not because he doesn't deserve it, just because the media, they would rather give it to the Patrick Mahomes, the Russell Wilson, and, putting Kyler Murray in that same boat in there, because I think they just like that type of quarterback and they would rather crown them. Although it's well-deserved for Josh Allen to be an MVP, I just don't think that they're ever going to really recognize him unless they do something more than, obviously they're going to make the playoffs. It's a no doubt that they most likely will win the division. If T's watching, my bad. I honestly do think that the Bills will win a division. Now they're going to be a close second. Definitely no doubt in my mind there. But once the establishment of the Bills being that contender of winning your division, kind of like in a back-to-back basis, then they'll start go ahead and recognizing, Josh Allen as that guy. You guys also got to keep in mind that you guys been in a division right behind Tom Brady after 2 decades, and that's all they can really look at. They can't look past that. And right now that the tables have turned, they don't know that obviously Jets is a mess. We got the Patriots looking like a downward spiral. They're probably going to get a quarterback. Who knows what's going to happen? But you got the Miami Dolphins, which I'm really excited about. Finally, good stuff happening from them. But the Bills, that's really the main reason that I feel like they're not getting the respect, because, man, the Patriots has been the number one the whole time. To see you guys at number one, it's more of a shock more than anything. And they're going to always say, oh, this is just an anomaly. What next year? Next year, the Patriots will get Trevor Lawrence somehow, and they're going to be back at number one. I honestly think you guys just got to do it again. Once you do it again, then I don't think he's going to get Trevor Lawrence, but you know what I mean? I think once you guys do it again, I think they'll get more respect on Josh Allen's name. He should definitely be getting a lot more respect for sure.
Nice. All right. So how do you guys feel about the second half of your season? You guys are 5-3. You guys are halfway through. I don't know what you guys thought about, your before the season projections. How do you guys feel about the rest of the season playing out with your schedule?
I'll take this first. I'm actually excited about it. I think it's good. We're gonna have a tough stretch. We got the Bills, we got the Seattle Seahawks, and correct me if I'm wrong, Moro. If you're looking at the schedule, I think after that is the Patriots, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Should be a
So
win.
right, it should be a win. But the thing is that the defense from Belichick. I don't really watch a lot of Patriots, but I always got to respect what he does and defense with Stephon Gilmore and all their other pieces there. It should be a win, hopefully. But with the Cardinals being winning the games that nobody thinks we're going to win, but losing the games that everybody thinks we should win. It's really, really weird. And it's really inconsistent. That's probably the most frustrating thing for the Arizona Cardinals so far, losing to the Lions and losing to the Miami Dolphins. No disrespect to them, but I honestly thought that we should have won those two games.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. And so what you got, Maro?
Well, I know we're gonna hit a wall the upcoming 2 weeks. So then we see this is gonna define if we're gonna go to playoffs or are we gonna be a struggling season. But from so far, we definitely play better than last season. Obviously, a lot of people and me and Mike expect more because they're pro first of all, and all the expectation from off season. But these 2 games we're gonna hit a wall. But let's see if we can break through and find a way to playoffs.
Very, very interesting.
Perfectly said. I mean, honestly, these 2 next games, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dan. This is going to define our season 100%. If we come off 1-1, then hey, I'm always going to be excited about this team, no doubt, but this is going to define the rest of the season here. Bills, Seahawks again for the second time. Let's see if we can do it again.
And so what's y'all's confidence level? That you'll make the playoffs this year?
I'm confident that we can go 9 games or 10 games. The only thing is that I need the Rams to keep losing or to start losing so we can go ahead and make sure that we stay at that number 2 spot. Obviously we want, division win, but the thing is that the Seattle Seahawks there, unless we sweep them somehow and we go back to CenturyLink and beat them like we usually do, but it needs to be, it's like a prove it thing. Like I can't really explain too much because the moment I start gloating, the moment I start saying we're going to hit, 14 wins, we start hitting a diagonal spiral and I look like a dumbass and I hate looking like that.
And so being a sports YouTuber is 50% dumb luck and 50% stats. No, actually 45% stats and like 5% like throwing around like a couple like F-bombs every now and again. That's right. It. That's the secret formula, baby.
Secret sauce.
Exactly.
Dumb luck is everything. I built a career off of dumb luck, baby. That's exactly what it was. And I did cut off Dave. I feel like I cut off like another burning question that was coming from him. And I so rudely did that. I apologize, Dave.
No, it's okay. I mean, how do you guys feel about Kyler Murray seeing where he came from last year? With all the criticism coming out, he's too short, he's too little, that whole stuff. He's too mobile. Those quarterbacks don't last. He's going to rely on that too much. How do you guys feel now knowing that he's having a really good, statistically good season? I mean, he's got 8 rushing touchdowns already in 8 games, which is freaking ridiculous. But how do you guys feel about him being your franchise quarterback, going forward?
I'm ecstatic about it, honestly. And I've told this to Dan before when we did a collaboration before the season started. I was one of those people, and I'm always going to admit this because this is a time where I was completely 100% wrong. I was on the let's keep Josh Rosen train. Let's see if we can go ahead and maintain and see if we can go ahead and grow from there. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm the first one to say that I was absolutely freaking wrong about that. The Kyler Murray thing is absolutely 100% true. Everything that he does is just, I don't know. There's something about him. His quietness, assassin, like he's just really awesome. I don't know. Something about him, man. He runs, he throws the ball really well. I think it helps a lot that we have Nuke with us as well. So it's just good things. I'm really excited about the future for Kyler Murray.
Nice.
What you got, Maro?
Well, everyone know if you play fantasy, Kyler Murray is number 1 in fantasy points, right? So from there, I know stats is stats, yes, but we got to see what he does on the field, on the game field, not only highlights. It is game changing. It is we need a game changer. If you're rebuilding a franchise again, you need a game changer, and that's what we've got. Number 1, K1 right here. So proving second year.
K1.
Kyler. Hey, his Instagram's at K1, so.
Right, yeah. Gotta love it. It's true.
People are
Dude.
putting some respect. That's why we got some hot media talks right here. So, everyone got stats. I know you got theirs too, but Kyler Murray is definitely a game change for us, and a lot of, fan base are excited to see the Cardinals, and I believe you guys too.
And so, you know what like really frustrates me, Dave, and everyone here, and I mean, y'all can disagree with me on this, but so many people are like, wins are not a quarterback stat. You know what? They might not be, but they're a hell of a lot more important to me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Last year in 2019, nothing was more frustrating to me than hearing Bills fans be like, oh, well, Josh Allen didn't throw for over 300 yards, man.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God.
He didn't throw for 300 yards, bro.
Oh, my God.
Yo, bro, like, he didn't throw, like, an incompletion. Yo, bro, like, I mean, like, he, like, didn't throw a completion with his cock last Sunday, bro. Like, nothing this guy could do was good enough. And then finally, once he ended up throwing for 300 yards, honestly, I didn't care, dude. What I wanted was a W. That's all I care about.
Right.
I mean, look at Matt Ryan. I mean, he's leading the league in passing yards. How's his team doing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, statistically, it's proven guys that have 4 or 5. I mean, besides like Drew Brees, I think is the anomaly. He's the only guy that I think with all those freaking yards. But statistically, look at Matt Ryan. He's going to be up there in the top 5 in all-time passing yards, and they don't win because he has to come back in the second half of every single game and throw 55 times. So if Josh on Sunday goes 9 for 14, 75 yards, and the Bills win, I'm okay. If he goes 34 for 44 for 415 yards and they lose, it means absolutely nothing, right? I mean, absolutely nothing. So,
yeah, dude,
exactly. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care about the stats, to be honest with you. They're nice to look at. They're nice to see. They're nice to finally see a Buffalo Bills quarterback and receiver in the top 5 in passing and receiving. But it does. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Dubs are the only thing that I care about, and that's the only thing that I will ever care about. That's just facts. So now I do want to get back to the matchup, and I want to start talking about X factors, right? So we'll start off with Dave on this one. Dave, who do you think is going to be the X factor for the Buffalo Bills on Sunday?
I'm going to go with the guy who is my constant X factor, and that's Cole Beasley. I feel like if they're going to drop 7, which if they watched the Seahawks film, if you drop 7, if you watch the Titans film, they drop 7. The Chiefs drop 7. Cole Beasley will be open underneath all day. He's open. I mean, Stephon Diggs even came out and said, dude's open every play. He's wide open. And if you go back and watch some of the film, and I'm sure Josh and Dave will have too, especially some of the games that the Bills lost, Josh was trying to force feed Diggs, right? So now that John Brown's back, you got those two guys who are going to warrant a ton of coverage. So Cole Beasley underneath, even maybe Gabe Davis, but I got to go with Cole Beasley. He seems to have these games like once every 3 or 4 games where he's just eating these 7-8 yard slant routes that he turns into 15-yard first downs. So I feel like if we can get him involved early, because we tend to involve him late in the second half for whatever reason, if we can get him involved early, I think he could be the X factor and have a big decisive impact on this game for sure.
Very interesting. And so honestly, I mean, like, I'm like not even trying to cop out right there. I was most likely going to say the exact same thing. Like, I mean, like, I didn't want to say Josh Allen because, I mean, come on.
Right.
Like, you can't name your quarterback for an X factor. I mean, he's like someone you need to play well. I think Josh Allen is going to have a very, very good game. But I mean, I really think it's really just going to come down to our wide receiving core. I mean, it's clear, guys, like the Bills aren't a running team anymore. Like, I mean, that's just, it's just not our identity. It's just not our identity. I mean, I'm sure we could run the ball, but I mean, we're not winning games. Like, I mean, like, we're not going to be winning games. Say that we put like the entire, like, let's say the point of winning a game, or like, let's just put it this way, would not be confident, say that we were to put the way of us winning on the backs of our running backs. I mean, that's just not how our team is built. We are a pass first team. So, I mean, I really think our wide receivers really need to take advantage of y'all's secondary. So, I mean, I'm saying the wide receivers are going to be the X factor in this game. Now I want to hear from Mike or Morrow. Who do you think is going to be the X factor for the Cardinals on Sunday?
I guess I'll go first here. I'm going to go with the wide receiver as well, but I feel like Christian Kirk is going to have to be.
got the same
I know
guy.
you're going to go for that. My bad, wrong way.
Yeah, he's a burner. Yeah, he's a burner,
Christian
man.
Kirk, man, because it's easy to say DeAndre Hopkins, right? But let's be honest. I think if Tre'Davious White is playing, that's probably who he's going to be shadowing. Now, I respect Tre'Davious White, but Christian Kirk needs to be that X factor for the Arizona Cardinals, especially those deep, deep balls that we've been seeing, those nice, sweet balls that he's been catching. And yes, I'm excited about like what he's doing these last 3 games. It's been long overdue. The consistency, that's all I've been wanting to see, and we're getting it, man. We're getting it.
Very nice. And what about you, Mauro? And so Mike stole your X factor, but
Since
so let's
everyone's going with the wide receiver routes, I'll go 1 to 11. Larry Fitzgerald, X factor for the game. In the difficult game,
Fitzy. 54-year-old Larry Fitzgerald.
Whoa. Hold on.
I gotta say,
Respect.
as a long-term Buffalo Bills fan, I respect the hell out of Larry Fitzgerald and what he's done for the game. 1,400 receptions. How many games in a row? 235 with a reception or something like that.
Yeah, 240.
I think everybody if you're a fan of football, you're a fan of Larry Fitzgerald. And little known fact, he grew up a Buffalo Bills fan. So I don't know if you guys saw that. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead, Mauro.
No worries. 1 to 11. We saw like a couple games. Larry Fitzgerald is not a stat man. Obviously, we see like Christian Kirk coming out. We got D-Hop shining. But if we had difficult games, we got difficult games. Larry Fitzgerald is always there. Catches. He can get some fourth down situation, one-handed catch it. He can, his time management is perfect. We had like 2 games because of him. You guys know that, right? I know, Mike, you know about that. So there's a good manner, good leadership. I think hopefully in the tough situation, we need a guy like Larry Fitzgerald to lead us to win, not stat-wise, as a leader.
Yeah, the emotion, man. When he gets involved, honestly, this team looks different. And it might not be on the stats, but you're 100% right, Mauro. The momentum, the way that this team generates it all through the motivation from Larry Fitzgerald, it's crazy. And yeah, 54-year-old, but this guy still has got a motor on him, man. He's good. I like him.
He can still do it. I did see that Mike got upset with a comment that was in the live stream here earlier. And let me pull it up again.
I said, Mauro. It wasn't about you, Mauro.
I'm gonna put that back up there.
Christian Kirk would be on the Bills practice squad. That was funny.
This is what I was talking about.
That is a bold take, which is a perfect transition to the next question I'm going around and asking. Right? Here we go. What's your bold take of this game? What's your bold prediction? Your bold prediction of this game. Dave, you can start off. And by the way, guys, thank you for all the donations. I appreciate them.
Bold prediction as far as like a hot take or like
bold prediction, man.
Bold prediction. Josh Allen goes over 400 again.
Josh Allen goes over 400
Josh Allen goes over 400 again because I think that our run game – look, the Seattle Seahawks – Brian Daboll knew, look, you guys are the worst pass defense in the league. We're not even going to attempt to run the ball. They had Singletary and Moss in the backfield at the same time on like 5 to 8 plays as just decoys, like to get them out there in case Josh needed some checkdowns. Like, I feel like this may be a very similar style game where we're going to come out and just firing and seeing if they can stop it. And then if they start to stop it, then maybe we have an issue. But I could see Josh going over 400 again. That's more of a hot take. I definitely think he'll go over 300 because I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. But, yeah, I see Josh. Now, I had a take on this on my show yesterday, and it's kind of working its way out there. But Josh Allen had a shoulder injury that he was not right for about 4 games. And Matt Hasselbeck came out on ESPN and said a separated shoulder takes 3 to 4 weeks to get better, to heal from. And if you watch some of the games like the Titans and Chiefs games, he kind of went back to some of the old habits he had last year with the mechanics. Because as everybody knows, he's changed his mechanics completely this season. That's why he's more accurate. That's why the deep ball looks a lot better. So I feel like Josh Allen that we got against the Seahawks is the same Josh Allen we got weeks 1 through 4. And I think it's just going to continue right on into this week. I think they're going to be aggressive on offense, and they're going to try to prove that, hey, this wasn't a one-off. This is what we want to do. And I could see 400 for sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mike, bold prediction.
I'll let Moro go first because I have one in my head already and I don't want to take his again. So I'll let you go first, my friend. Come.
Bold prediction. It doesn't have to be players or can be other person.
I think anything that's bold, pretty much. Let's put something out there
Whatever's
outlandish.
bold, something.
All right, I gotta call
crazy.
our head coach then,
Uh-huh.
Cliff Kingsbury. Last time, there's game that he definitely lost us, and sometimes it's defensive coordinator. But putting that together is a head coach. So I want better, game management, great decision, in-game adjustments, and just execute. And don't be, was it controversial? What's it called? Like
Controversial?
don't be controversial.
Like, don't be cute.
Yeah, don't be cute.
Okay.
So try to be aggressive. This team, we're always like going for 4th and 1 or 4th and short situations. So want to see the aggressiveness. We want to see the offense. We don't really have a lot of things to lose. So we're going to keep going forward from what we learned from the last 2, 3, 4 years. So I want the head coach to do a better job, execute better.
Interesting. Mike, bold prediction.
I say over 275 rushing yards. That's Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, and whoever the hell is back there.
Running game.
Rushing yards. Wait, let me. No. Sorry, 200. Let me change it. 200. Over 200 rushing yards. Sorry, 200. I was getting crazy there.
Okay. And so, all right, get this. All right, this is bold. This is what a bold prediction is, man. This is what a bold prediction is. DeAndre Hopkins will not have a single reception all game. Trey White will have a revenge game and shut him down the entire game.
Oh yeah, that's bold.
That's a bold prediction.
That's bold.
But Hopkins wasn't targeted until the 4th quarter last game, right? He didn't have any receptions till the 4th quarter last game, right?
Exactly. He was pissed.
So, I mean, it's I don't know I was going to ask you guys about that. So something's going on there. I don't know if he's just trying to get used to having him in the rotation or what. But I mean, look at the first half of the Texans game against the Bills last year. Trey was shutting down Hopkins, and then the second half, we all know what happened in the second half. But I mean, it's completely possible. I mean, Trey looks like Trey from 2019 All-Pro Trey the last couple games. Like he's playing with a whole new motive, I think. So,
damn. Well, I'm really looking forward to that matchup. I really, really am. I'm hoping that it's a revenge game. Because while Trey has kept him under 100 yards out of all 2 or 3 of their matchups so far, there's still several occasions where he burns him or he gets the best of him, etc. So, we'll see what's going on there. So, all right. Now, as we get to the best part of this, final score prediction.
Ooh.
Final score prediction of this game. And I'm going to start off with Maro. What you got, man?
Close game. But, I got to take my Cardinals, so I'll say 28-31 Cardinals.
28-31?
By kicking, yeah.
Okay. Mike, what you got, man?
Yeah, I got cards too, man. I got 35-28.
35-28. Okay.
Wait, who
Dave.
you got? Mike, you got the Cards winning or losing?
I got the Cards winning, man.
Oh, come on, man.
I respect that.
Dave, what you got, man?
Bills 33, Cardinals 17.
Ooh.
And it's not even that close.
Oh,
okay. So you're saying that they'll score a touchdown like garbage time is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If hold on, let me preface this. I'll back up. I'll back up a little bit. I'll talk about this. So the Seattle Seahawks scored 34, right? And some of that was in garbage time. If you watch how aggressive this Bills defense finally was last week against the Cardinals or against the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, he couldn't do anything. He scrambled for no yards. He had 4 turnovers. For him, that's his second worst turnover performance of his career. AJ frickin' Klein, who everybody was calling for to release him before the trade deadline, had the game of his life. I just feel like I think that they're finally getting things right. The rotation's getting right. These guys are getting playing time together. We're getting healthy. Josh Norman's back. He's going to bring some swagger. I think Darren Lee's going to be activated this week. I think that we're getting some more swagger back on defense. And I think Josh is still going to be inspired from the passing of his grandmother. doing what he did the day after, less than 24 hours after his grandmother passed, is truly inspiring. And I feel like he's gonna ride that out the rest of the season, and he's just gonna do some damage on Sunday. So,
very, very interesting. I have it being 38 Bills, 21 the Arizona Cardinals. That's where I'm sitting at. I do.
So a blowout.
I do. Listen, I see it. All right. And you know what? So many people called me crazy last week because I was on like a couple of live streams and I said it during my video. And I was just like, watch this, guys. The weather in Buffalo is going to be 0 winds, 70 degrees. Josh Allen balls when the weather is perfect. And Josh Allen also just so happens to ball when you're in a dome. I like to call him Dome Allen. That's actually a good merch idea. I'll probably make Dome Allen shirts.
Right it down.
There you go. Write that one down.
Open the roof.
Dome Allen. Okay. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, honestly, I think that this is probably like the perfect conditions for the guy. It really is. I mean, it sucks that like we haven't really seen him ball out in like these unfavorable conditions, but you know what? I mean, I'll take what I can get. Not only do I see the Bills winning this game, I need them to win this game because we're going into the bye week the following week. We have the Chargers, which has a trap game written all over it, in my opinion. So, I mean, I like really want to go on ahead and I just want to go into the bye week 8-2 and just sort of make moves after that. So, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles, my friends.
I got a hot take for you. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers beat the Dolphins this week.
I would love that.
Because the Chargers have lost 6 games by 24 points. They are in every single game that they play. They are. I mean, if they're outmatched, outperformed, whatever, they're in every single game. So I agree with you about the trap game after the bye, and I do think it's going to be a game between the Dolphins and Chargers. So we definitely need to win and pull further ahead of the Dolphins. So.
Yeah. And so honestly, like I think the Bills need this more than the Cardinals need this, in my opinion.
You think? No,
I think so.
I agree 100%.
I think the Bills need this more than the Cardinals because like, I mean, like y'all's schedule is a bit more favorable than ours. Let's put it that way.
I mean, we're in the NFC West, though. We need it.
You are.
But but the 49ers are without Garoppolo and Kittle, or George Kittle, right? Yeah, so they're kind of whatever. You already beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you guys are in good shape. We got
0 loss in division.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have 0? Yeah, dude, exactly.
No, I don't think he's agreeing with you guys.
yeah. Like, come on.
I honestly personally think that obviously we're gonna say, we want them. You think that's gonna be us, and we think it's gonna be like our win too. But this is gonna be a good game, guys. I'm just like super stoked about this game overall. I have a question for you guys, if you don't mind. I know you guys are super like Josh Allen fanatics. Mm-hmm. If you would rank like all the quarterbacks like top 4, top 3 in the AFC, would you?
And so in the AFC,
just AFC, not NFC, just AFC.
No.
Where would you put?
You want to go, Dan, or you want me to go?
Where would I put Josh Allen?
Mm-hmm. I'm curious.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And so, like, this is the Homer test right here, isn't it?
Exactly.
This is the Homer test. Just the AFC, not the NFL.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Let me, like, rack my brain right here. Let me think of, like, QBs.
Nah, he's going to Google it. He's going to Google it.
He's going to Google it.
I can go
Dave,
while you're...
Go, Dave, go.
Number 2. Behind Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
Yes. I like Ben Roethlisberger, but I haven't seen a lot of him. I haven't seen a lot of him this season that worries me. He's been inconsistent. Lamar Jackson has regressed a lot. Say what you want. He hasn't passed, I think, once or twice for over 200 yards this season. I know they're a run-heavy team. Ryan Tannehill, I'm not concerned. Tua is still new. He's played 2 games. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold's out. I mean, who else is in there, right? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the matchup we saw with Josh and Mahomes was not a true test of what could actually be special in the postseason. It was a sloppy game. It was raining. I think the Bills were ill prepared coming off the short week against the Titans when they forced them to play them on Tuesday. There was a whole weird scenario with that. On top of the fact I don't think Josh was right in that game. I still think he had an injured shoulder. So I think in a pretty decent, it'll be either in Arrowhead or in Buffalo. I think we get a nice Josh versus Mahomes like it should have been, 3-4 weeks ago. So, and you can't go against Mahomes. He's got one interception on the season, and the guy's absolutely ridiculous. So,
I agree.
Yeah. And so say that you were to say the entire NFL, then I'd probably put Josh at like 6 or 7. But I mean, I could definitely see 2. I think it's close with Tannehill. And so I think Tannehill is slept on, man. I really do. I mean, I would probably put Josh right now at 3, in my opinion, right within the AFC. But I mean, he's still like a top 10 quarterback right in the NFL. And say that Josh Allen were to continue from like weeks 1 through 4 and he didn't have that setback, then I would definitely say 2 hands down. And he would be rivaling Pat Mahomes. But he did have those like that 3-game step back. So I mean, I'm saying 3. And so I know Dave's probably mad at me for saying that, but
not at all. Not at all.
But hey, honestly, man, like I mean, like there is no quarterback in this league right now, and I stand by that. I will die on this hill. Like we could have Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all like completely like try and opt out of their contracts and be like, I want to go play for the Buffalo Bills right now. I would still want Josh Allen to be on this team. I would still want Josh Allen to be my quarterback.
I agree with that 100%, and it's more than just the performance on the field. Obviously, that's the most important thing. But his teammates love him. The coaching staff loves him. The city is absolutely in love with him. And he has the determination that I want in my franchise quarterback. He wants to win every single play, not just every game, every single play he wants to win. And I mean, I'd run through a brick wall for that dude if I was on his team. So that's just, you know what I mean? So
he said it best, like right during his interview, like there was a game, I pretty sure it was the Dolphins game. And they were like, how are you still putting together like these clutch wins, like these game winning drives? And like, he just said it best himself. He goes, because I want it more than anybody. Like I want it. And like, that's something you want in a quarterback. Like no matter what, like no matter what, he's resilient. Like he's the type of dude that will go out there. He'll throw a pick, but then like he'll lead his team down 3 straight drives for touchdown drives by himself. Like he has ice in his veins. He really does. It's just how he is. But yeah, guys, like, I mean, like we're approaching this hour mark. So I think now I just sort of want to go around the table so y'all can say your goodbyes, let everyone know what you guys are doing on your channels for the rest of this week. And starting off with you, Mike.
Cool. Yeah. So pretty much channel's going to be, we're going to be doing some previews. Maybe we'll do like a call-in show, stuff like that. Cause I love to get some subscribers on there, getting like their opinion, especially a game after the Miami game, like how we lost. Some people are already panicking. So I kind of just like to hear their opinion. So I'll probably be doing like a pre-game show or a call-in show, maybe this Friday or Saturday, just depending.
Okay. Awesome. So what about you, Mara?
Well, it's going to be an exciting one. I try to do a post-game reaction as soon as possible because I want to, show that raw expression. Even could be depressing because a loss. It could be excitement for the win. So I want to like share that, and then we'll see whenever we want a dub. We want a dub, but we never know. It's football, so I'm very excited for this, and let's see some football.
Let's do it.
Did you want me to send you some Zoloft? Let me get that address.
Nice.
Some Zoloft for that anxiety.
Let me know.
Hey man, so this might be that type of game, man. We might be able to, message each other throughout the game and be like, dude, what the is going on, man? I feel like this is gonna be that type of game, dude.
And so Bills fans are used to these heart attack wins, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're definitely.
That's why last Sunday was nice. It was. Oh yeah. It was very nice to watch.
It was nice.
When you're not beating the Jets 18-10.
Anyways, and then you put 40 on the Seahawks.
Right.
That's
right.
Nice.
Like that's right.
That is very, very nice. Dave, and so what you got going on over at Built in Buffalo the rest of the week?
So Saturday night we'll do our live. We have a show called Billsology. It's a live show with my co-founder, Keem Richens. We're there every Saturday night at 9:00. We'll be there previewing the game and getting everybody pumped up for Sunday's game.
Very nice, dude. Love to hear it. And yeah, so Dumb Mafia, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing tomorrow. I'm going to have my weekly picks out with my girlfriend. I know a lot of you guys have been missing on that one. That one's going to be dropping tomorrow. Saturday, I'll probably do a Madden simulation between the Bills and the Arizona Cardinals. And then I might, no promises, I might go live for like a Q&A on Saturday, like right before I go out and get hammered with my boys. So we'll make it, or maybe afterwards. We don't know. Who knows? Maybe afterwards. And so I feel like the latter would be a lot more entertaining. But yeah, guys, once again, I did link all of their channels in my description. So do me a favor, Subscribe to all three of these gentlemen. They put out great content. And just in case you want to keep up with the Cardinals and then watch their very sad video once it is over, with the Buffalo Bills win. Great, great content. Trust me. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Really, really means a lot.
Hey, man, quick thing before we, what do you play Madden on, man?
PS4.
Do you? Hey,
Do
man,
you?
Maybe we can get a preview game going on. Cardinals versus Buffalo Bills. That would be entertaining as all hell.
Yo, you want the smoke? Is what you're saying.
Let's do it, man.
Hey, you want the smoke?
Bring the smoke.
Hey, man, get these people excited to see the Cardinals win.
Okay.
You decide to do it, man.
Next week.
Let me know.
No.
Next
week. Okay.
Next week.
In Madden and real life.
Okay. All right. Yeah, most definitely.
Nice.
We'll be in contact. Yeah, dude. We'll definitely be in contact about that. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much, Don Mafia. Thank you for tuning in to yet another edition of Fan v Fan. And above all else, always remember, let's go Buffalo.